Because all I'm seeing is like
I
my
don't
little
want to
waddle.
see my nuggle wiggle. Okay.
My
anyways.
what? My knuckle wobble? Asshole.
Okay.
The waddle. So what's the question? You gotta ask me a question.
Okay, so the question is, I want to hear about the story. Tell me the story.
Okay, so the way this conversation came about is we were talking about men that have like, you know, they're packing. So you've got like a
well endowed.
You're very well endowed. So you've got a big dick. So we're saying, you know, like where do you position it? So I'm like, you know, like when it's soft, even though some men they're still pretty like girthy.
They can tuck it.
They can tuck it. But
And
he's just like, no.
I'm like, no. Where are you gonna tuck that? So I'm like, why don't they just put it up, like
and
heading
like,
up towards your chest?
And you're like, yeah. So I was like, nah. So then I had to relate. So many years ago, some of you know, some of you don't know. I used to bounce at a club.
Cause you're a bad girl. What's on your phone there?
And
what you got on your phone there?
I'm working at the club, and you know, I'm a female bouncer. You search guys, you search girls, you know. And so this one very tall, sexy looking Rasta man came up. And so I'm searching him. And so the way that I search, Keys is saying you search like the TSA people. So yeah, like I start at the top, I search around your collar, search your shoulders, you know, feel both your arms, down the side of your body, down your back, and then I come around. I stick my thumbs, didn't have my nails at the time, but I stick my thumbs in your waistband and come all the way around. And when I came to the front where his buckle is, I pulled my hands back abruptly and was like, so I'm looking at him, and he's looking at me. And I'm looking at him, and he's looking at me because his dick is tucked up into his belt.
So essentially you touched his dick.
I touched hold on. Not only that, I touched the raw head of his dick. It had gauze wrapped around it, and the top part of his dick was outside because Mans had just gotten a circumcision at his big age. Now, I understand that circumcisions happen at different points in life. If you had your foreskin, it might have torn for any number of reasons. Maybe you didn't wash your body.
I always thought they said
you're supposed to sit down for a couple of days. At least that's what I am. But I guess maybe he didn't want to dance to miss him. Or at that point, like at the time when I was working the club, this club was like, it was hopping. Like this was the spot to be or whatever. And so the man wanted to cuss me about the fact that I touched his buddy head. And I'm looking at him like, why is your dick up in your pants? He's like, oh, man's got circumcised. And he's explaining to me that he got circumcised. And in order to not feel the pain, he thought that putting his dick upwards into his waistband beneath his belt was a smart move. Bretta, you're getting searched the way that everybody else is getting searched. I feel up underneath your balls, in between like your groin area, because people tuck and I know from personal experience of having carried certain. Okay, we're not going to tell that story, but people tuck stuff and put things where you least expect it. So why would I not?
Plus, you found things there before.
Plus, I found things there before on different people. You know what I mean? So like, it wasn't like I was like, oh, I'm going to go touch this man's dick.
I touch him body, you want touch him body.
Like, how would I have known that your dick is up in your belt? Like. I can always count on Keys for the background commentary. Just touch him, buddy. No, but that's what, like, guys, if that was you, and you had that, like, what would you have done? Like, if you accidentally touched someone's
I'd be like, what was that? Not just, he looked at me. She looked at me. Okay. I'd be like, what was that?
I think that's probably what I said, and he's like, "Oh, if you touch man like that," and I'm like, "I didn't try to touch you in no particular."
He said, "Like dog."
No, oh, if you touch man like that, like touch him, like he's acting like I went out of my way to go search up his body and like fingle him up. Now I've had people come back in line for me to actually search them and touch them because they liked it, but that was not that. This was not that at all. At all.
At all.